Thank you, Mark. I'm in Dublin Castle, and it is from here that the British ruled all of Ireland for centuries. But the treaty changed that for 26 of the 32 counties, and it was to here that the two main leaders in the Republic's coalition government came this afternoon to mark the centenary of the signing of that document. This afternoon in the courtyard of Dublin Castle, and preparations for a Christmas market. Looking down on proceedings, symbols of British rule. A short distance away, the Taoiseach and Taoiseach getting a tour of a treaty exhibition. But no state event, no Air Corps flyover and no 21 gun salute. Perhaps because of COVID, but more likely because the treaty led to a civil war. A war in which Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael have their origins.
This is bringing to the public for the very first time the actual minutes, records of the time. To me, that's of far greater substance than one flyover on a given day, and this will be year-long.
This treaty will give us the freedom to achieve that final freedom.
I proposed a solution to balance our freedom with association with their empire.
They rejected it.
Michael Collins' most famous quote in an extract from the play, The Treaty. The author says that as a negotiated document, it fully satisfied no one back in Dublin.
Because Lloyd George spotted that you were weak on the Republic and he wanted to peel you off.
Problem with the treaty was, it led to the Civil War, but nobody was really proud of it. Nobody really took ownership of it. And the two people who could have best taken ownership of it, Arthur Griffith and Michael Collins, were dead within the year.
The Northern Ireland-born director of the Fishamble production says that despite the passions over the oath, it was the border, hardly mentioned during the treaty debates, that still reverberates today.
The issue that the Civil War broke out over, the issue of the oath of allegiance, all that kind of fell away. Dev himself ended up taking the oath effectively a couple of years later. The issue that they sidelined, the one of the border and partition, that is the one that is still live and dangerous 100 years on.
The Lavery paintings from the Hugh Lane Gallery on show at the National Museum in Collins Barracks. Portraits of all the negotiators, including Arthur Griffiths and Michael Collins, David Lloyd George and a young Winston Churchill. Also on display, propaganda pieces from the time, and the pen Collins is reputed to have used, saying that he was signing not just his political death warrant, but his actual death warrant. Within 9 months, he would be dead, shot by fellow Irishmen. The death of Michael Collins was just one in a bitter civil war that so divided Irish families and wider society. It also has to be said that it's now widely accepted that the Collins view that the treaty gave the freedom to win freedom is accepted south of the border. And next month will see the departure of British troops, the centenary of that departure of British troops, and the centenary of the removal of the British administration from here in Dublin Castle.
Shane Harrison, thank you for that, and Mark Simpson in Belfast.